Let's go to the farmers. Thousands will be heading into town for this mass protest. And it means, under the banner Groundswell, you can expect to see tractors, utes and working dogs, hunters as well, we're advised now, in urban centres all over the country. Something like 50 protests. It depends where you look as to the actual count. Laurie Patterson is with Groundswell that's behind all this. Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Was there a last straw that pushed you into this, Laurie, or is it the whole list? We've got ute tax, overseas workers, ETS, significant natural... I could go on.
I think, it's really the whole list. But I think possibly the ute tax has brought a lot of people out that, perhaps wouldn't have been there otherwise. I think probably one of the most amazing things to me is we've got 60 towns and cities. And we haven't had to ring anyone up and say, hey, could you organise for it? People just ring us up and say, look, I've got 20 tractors or whatever it is ready to go. And what do we do? And the other thing really is we haven't spent a fortune on promoting this thing. It's just been done through Facebook. In fact, we haven't really spent anything. It's just been done through Facebook and word of mouth.
What point would you most like to get across today?
I think really is that, look, we're not a bunch of rednecks and we're not just against everything. We just need to get the government to go back and look at some of these regulations. There's nothing wrong with guidelines and aspirational goals and things like that, but it's just the fact that this top-down, we know everything, we can put one rule in and it'll fix all New Zealand. New Zealand's a country that's 1,600 kilometres long, for goodness sake. And Northland's not the same as Southland, and like the water thing really should be done by catchment groups and local people working with the local councils really should be able to get the right result, we would think.
So this is, do you think, an illustration of the gap in the way people rurally think and behave and get on with life, and the way people in urban centres think and behave and get on with life?
Not completely, because we've actually got a lot of urban people that are going to be out there today too. We've got people in the cities ringing us up saying, hey, look, we think that these rules are obviously, draconian and way over the top. So we wouldn't think there's actually an urban-rural divide so much as a bureaucracy, people are getting on with things and making the economy go divide.
Is that why you deliberately left Wellington out?
In a way we have. Wellington's always done by everybody else, and sometimes it's hijacked by the politicians, as we saw with the 50 Shades of Green thing, I think. And we're not saying we won't do something in Wellington later on, but one of the things today is that, no politicians are going to be speaking from any party. They can actually be there to listen, but it's not an event so much that is just a political thing. It's really just about the rules and the silly things like the ute tax. You can't actually, for goodness sake, go and buy an electric ute. So why would you try and force someone into something that doesn't even exist?
Laurie Patterson is one of those with Groundswell, a loose movement that is behind today's howl of a protest. And they keep on coming. Go the farmers, backbone of the country, from city supporters. Another one here, does the Labour land grab from farmers, that being significant natural areas I think you're talking about there, does that fit with the treaty? All sorts of interest in this, and you'll hear lots about it on Newstalk ZB.